This video is dedicated to my father who died of cancer far too early, and as some of you know, I'm a child of the 80s, and in the 80s we didn't have cell phones, we didn't even have computers, but we had all the other cool stuff. And as an engineer, my father was particularly interested in technical things, and the coolest technical toy in the GDR, the German Democratic Republic at the time, was the model railroad. I can still feel how a new locomotive made its rounds on the gift table every Christmas, so I thought, let's do some treasure hunting, because there was something that really disappointed me as a child. And I can still remember how I opened the big box with the express train cars and the BR01 for the first time. How this huge locomotive stood on the tracks, long, majestic and black, with the huge spoked wheels. But unfortunately, the modern world has also found its way into the GDR, and not everything was improved over time. And until the mid-80s, the model trains were made by hand using a lot of metal, but the good old metal was gradually replaced by plastic, and the result was probably the most horrible railroad model of the GDR at the time. The locomotive itself has no motor, it's located in the tender, and that's precisely this fact which makes the BR01 a horrible model. Because the entire power of the drive wheels now rests only on these small coupling rods, and if one of these wheels locks because it's stuck in a switch, the coupling rods break under the load and the locomotive is useless. And back then, as a child, my only option was to glue the broken rod, but as you can imagine, the rod was not able to withstand all the force of the drive, broke again, and the locomotive disappeared in the box for the last 30 years. But the world keeps turning and I moved on, and today I have completely new possibilities that would have been absolutely unthinkable as a child. I have fast PCs and software that makes it easy to design parts, and now it gets wild. I can print these parts direct on a 3D printer on my desk. Of course, it's nothing new to all of you today, but as a child I would have freaked out if I had these possibilities. And my supporters from Elegoo provided me their latest Saturn 4 Ultra resin printer, and also provided some resin that should have the same properties as ABS plastic. So I should have everything I need, and if the resin does what it promises, I should see the BR01 in action again in maybe 1 or 2 hours. But at first comes the nerve-wracking part of dismantling the locomotive and removing the broken coupling rods. And as you can imagine, it's super hard not to break everything else. I have to remove these plastic rivets and they break immediately, and it's only luck if you can remove them without breaking them. So I have to take my drill and a super small drill bit of only 1 mm, and then I have to take a super deep breath. I need a lot of concentration, and then let's try to drill out the remains of the plastic rivets. And yes, of course, the coupling rods broke on both sides, so I have to do the left and also the right side as well. And next I had to take the measurements of the coupling rods, but these parts were way too small for my calipers, so the only chance I had was a ruler and a rough guessing of the dimensions. But 3D printing is nothing without the data, and the data is the success of 3D printing. But let's keep it short because it's a whole nother story. I only want to show you the program I'm using. It's Fusion 360, and everything in Fusion starts with a sketch. And you can see the sketch here, the blue lines. And my rod contains only of simple shapes, circles and squares, nothing that difficult. And when I have the dimensions of every these little elements, I can do an extrusion. Also super simple, and I get a body like shown here. But I like to do also a little bit of improvement, so I gave my model a little bit more strength in exactly the area where it broke. You can see the improvement here. And that's it. Now let's send the file to the printer and let's print. So let's take Elegoo's ABS resin and let's shake it well. That's important before you pour the resin into the resin tank of the printer. The Elegoo Saturn 4 is a UV resin printer with 12K resolution, which can print super fine details. Here you can see the print bed lowering into the resin tank, and the model itself will expose onto the print bed with a UV exposure unit shown in purple. And the specialty of the printer is the inclination of the resin tank. You can see it here, and that makes it easy to detach the model from the fab foil. Super special and super handy. And after 8 minutes my print is ready and the print bed lifts from the resin tank. Let's check it out. And the print bed of the Saturn 4 is also super handy and special because it has a quick release. Check it out. So in theory you can remove the print bed with only one hand. I used two. And here you can see the coupling rods for the first time. I gave them a quick wash with isopropanol alcohol, but they are not ready. They are still soft but easy to remove from the print bed. And now I have to harden them with a curing station, and I'm using the Elegoo mercury curing station. Just put on the lid, then set the timer to 5 minutes and give these parts a sun bath. So let's check them out, the fresh printed coupling rods. And the reason why I used Elegoo's ABS resin is exactly this. Check it out. Let's try to bend them, and you can bend them nearly 90 degrees without snapping or breaking them. They are super flexible but also strong, and that's exactly what I need. So let's put them into the Locomotive. And it looks promising. The dimensions are right but not the color. The resin is grey but not the same like the original metallic grey coupling rods. So I have to do a little bit of cosmetics. I have to paint them, and I have to paint also the red stripes. And currently I'm using nails to hold them in place. They fit fine, but I have to cut them to length. And that's the next step, to do some of the cosmetics and to use my airbrush compressor. So let's take my handmade compressor, custom painted of course, and let me show you an old custom painting trick. If you have small parts, stick them on this packing tape so you won't blow them off with the airbrush. That's super helpful. Here you can see me masking the red stripes. I'm using a special golden masking tape. It gives super sharp edges. You can find the link in the video description if you want to use it yourself. And now again painting the red stripes with the airbrush. And it's super helpful to use the masking tape underneath. And here you can see that I'm even not able to lift the coupling rods with the masking tape, the golden one. They stick super well on this packing tape. And now the nerve-wracking part of reassembling the Locomotive. And I'm using my nails, my metal pins, and I used also some CA glue to glue them into the wheels. Some of them are a bit hard to put in. I used some pliers and I was super careful not to break something again. It is a bit nerve-wracking, but when you take your time, you can do the job, or I was able to do it, and I'm super happy with the result. But before the Locomotive can hit the track, I have to do some lubrication to make sure all fits well and slips well and nothing breaks again. And now check out the result. So thanks for your time and thanks for watching. I hope you got some inspiration how to repair parts with 3D printing. It's the best technology I've found in years. See you in the next video. Goodbye.